In this video, we will cover the best practices for presenting a research poster, both virtually and in person, for professional conferences and student showcases. There are many things to consider, including your professionalism, like how you present yourself to the audience, your speech and language, and technical choices about how to record and share your content. We will also discuss specific requirements for Research Appreciation Day at the Health Science Center. There's a lot of room for personal expression in this part of the scientific research poster process. So let's dig in and get started. Before we begin, it's important to note that presenters should always review the guidelines for the conference or event that they're presenting at. Not every conference is the same, and requirements may vary greatly. With that, let's address professionalism first. How you dress is important, whether your presenting is done in person or virtually. A good tip is to dress professionally head to toe, meaning even if you can't see your legs in your video, wearing pajama pants or loungewear just doesn't have the same feel. What is considered professional dress versus business casual does vary between genders. Some universal standards, however, include clothes that are free of wrinkles and generally modest. A common choice to fit this standard is a button-down collared shirt, suit jacket, suit pants, or skirt. If you have a white coat, this is also a good opportunity to wear it. However, it's not required. Ultimately, the best tip is to keep in mind is to pay attention to details. Whatever your personal style expression may be, just make sure you present yourself in a way that is pulled together, where it's obvious that you put thought and care into your professional appearance. Next, let's review public speaking skills best practices. The first step to consider when preparing to present is your posture. Remember to stand or sit up straight. This externally and even internally projects a sense of confidence. It also allows you to breathe more deeply and promotes clarity when speaking. Second, you want to be conscious that you make good eye contact. It's okay to look away from time to time, especially if you're referencing your poster. But if you're pre-recording your presentation, be sure to look at the camera to also give a sense that you have good eye contact. Poster presenting generally only allows for a brief interaction with the potential audience. Even pre-recorded videos have limited times. In the case of Research Appreciation Day, presenters should average a time of 5 minutes for their presentation. To accomplish this task, it requires you to speak concisely and clear. Avoid as much as you can crutch words like or so. Take a small pause instead, rather than filling the gap with unnecessary words. Also make sure that you don't speak too fast. There's a tendency to want to fit every detail of your presentation into that small time, and that may not be possible. So spend time preparing your speech to be concise. Finally, questions and answers are a natural part of poster presenting. Be sure to listen carefully to the question and repeat it back in your answer. For example, how did you refine your selection process? A response might begin, "Our team refined our selection process by," followed by the answer. This simple sentence structure signals that you heard the question and are responding clearly to it. Now, let's get into some technical details if you're presenting virtually in a pre-recorded video format. First, your video can be made in several ways, and most video files are a standard MP4. Some common recommendations for pre-recorded presentations are video conferencing softwares like Zoom, Skype, or Teams. You can start a meeting with yourself and set the recording settings to save locally. This option also allows you to share your poster or a small number of slides while presenting. If you choose this option, be sure that your video is on and visible in the recording. Alternatively, you can record your video on your phone or at the DIY Media Corner, which is on the 4th floor of the library in room 402. This option will require some editing because you'll want to reference portions of your poster visually in the video. This may take a few additional steps, but the ability to cut between you and full screen and the poster itself adds a level of visual interest. For those individuals who are participating in Research Appreciation Day at the Health Science Center in Fort Worth, here are a few specifications for submissions. First, you'll want to submit 3 files: a PDF of your poster, a pre-recorded MP4 video file, and an optional headshot. We recommend that you make your poster in PowerPoint. It's the easiest to export as a PDF, and there are multiple templates available for students and staff. The most important requirement related to your video submission is the file size. How you present and the overall editing of your video is intentionally open, but you are required to have a file size of 700 megabytes or less. Since recording approaches may vary widely, there's no number of minutes to file size ratio. A good time to shoot for, however, is about 5 minutes max. You can check the file size by right-clicking on your final video file. A menu will appear. Choose Get Info if you're on an Apple, or if you're on a PC, Properties. The file size will appear close to the top under General Information. If you exceed 700 megabytes, you'll need to re-record or edit to make it smaller. If you have concerns or questions about RAD, be sure to consult with your mentor. You can also send questions to rad@unthsc.edu. I'm Lorraine Sheldon from the library. Thanks for watching. We hope this has been a helpful video. You can also connect to more resources by visiting the library or the Career Readiness Center website. For more information, check out our full series of scientific writing, poster design, and professional presenting videos.